When will I get to enjoy life? That's a real question. Not every experience is pleasant. That's the reality. But let me try to offer another perspective, which is, although there are enjoyable moments and less enjoyable moments of life, enjoyment is not the main point of life. What's the main point of life? I'll give you an analogy. This is something that the Lubavitcher Rebbe said back in the 1960s during the space race between the US and the Soviet Union. There was a manned space flight that week, and at his Shabbos gathering, the Rebbe spoke about the astronauts and described a scene of what would happen if one of the astronauts decided that he had finished whatever duties he had at that moment and he wanted to take a little break. Remember, this is back in the 1960s. Lots of people smoked. Smoking breaks were very common. And this astronaut there in the space capsule wants to take a little smoking break. He wants to light up a cigarette. So the Rebbe said, obviously, that would not be allowed because it would jeopardize the entire mission, not just the millions of dollars that were put into the mission and all of the human resources, the time and the work that the entire team had put into the mission, but also the lives of all the astronauts on board. Seemingly, this is not fair. If I'm on a break, who cares what I do? I want to do whatever I want to do. But the reality is, if you're on a mission, there's no such thing as just doing something that only affects you. It affects everybody. So the Rebbe explained that this is a metaphor for life. We are all on a mission, collectively. We're here to make this world a beautiful place. And each one of us has a job to do. And even at a moment where you think that it's not time for your job, or you don't see what your job is, or maybe you're tired, you want a break. But the reality is we're always on the mission. Even at times when you rest, you're only resting in order to be able to have the power to go back to your mission. So a better way to evaluate life is not to ask, when do I get to enjoy? When do I get to have a good time? Better look at it, where can I find how I'm useful at this moment? What can I do to contribute toward the overall mission? And ironically, what happens is, with that attitude, you end up being a lot happier than when you're looking for enjoyment. It seems to be that when you look for enjoyment, you end up being disappointed. You end up frustrated. But when you look for purpose and meaning, then you find fulfillment. And that is more enjoyable even than enjoyment.